My name is Matt Berrigan. I'm a junior at the University of Detroit Mercy. I am on the hockey team as a goalie. And then a brief history of the hockey, or
Yeah, of you in hockey.
oh, me in hockey. I started playing roller hockey when I was 10 years old. I went on to start playing ice hockey when I was a sophomore in high school, and then played the rest of the way through high school, and walked on to the Detroit Mercy team as a sophomore.
Cool. Define competition in regards to hockey.
Competition in hockey is, there's always competition within your team trying to see who can get the most goals, the most saves, most hits, but then there's a lot more competition between teams, always competing for that victory.
Okay. Define flow and tell us when you first experienced it.
Flow is just when you're feeling good about everything. Everything seems to be going right, and I always try to find my flow in every game as soon as possible. So I usually try to find it, in a good warm-up where, the music's playing, trying to get me in that rhythm, and, just moving smoothly on the ice.
So, around when in your hockey career, as we can call it, did you first experience it?
The first time I experienced it was actually, probably my third year of roller hockey when I really started, getting the techniques down, and then, aggression builds up, and you figure out how to control it and use it to your advantage.
What is your definition of a team?
The definition of a team is just any group of people competing for the same goal. So that one victory, that one task, and that applies, in sports and outside. So.
What are some of the things that may cause arousal or anxiety in hockey?
Well, definitely some things that will cause some arousal in hockey is either a big goal, big hit. That gets everyone going, whether your team was hit or someone on your team hit a guy on the other team. Either way, it's going to build up, make the game go by a lot faster. Definitely some things that are anxiety. Being on the penalty kill when you're a guy short for those 2 minutes, it's rough. And being a goalie, it's definitely okay, get the puck out of the zone.
Describe a moment that you believed you were at an optimal performance level.
Oh man, optimal performance level. There was a game against, who was it against? It was actually against Adrian. It was one of the earlier games in the season. I got put in, early third period, and I got in there. I made a couple saves right away, and then just kept going, and I made 3 really big saves in a row, and I was actually I had to calm myself down after I froze the puck because I didn't want to get too
anxious,
confident, and try to start guessing where the puck's going, because that's when it gets past you.
Is it important to know your role on a team and why?
Definitely. If you don't know your role on a team, you don't want your expectations for yourself on game day to get too high, and then you end up getting disappointed and everything. So I knew for my roles, our coach always told us a couple days before, hey, you're starting or you're going to be on the bench. I knew if I were starting, I'd get that mental prep ready. But if I knew that I were on the bench, I would spend a lot of the pregame and a lot of time during the game watching the other goalie, watching his movements, so I could let the defensemen and forwards know where to shoot the puck, how to set up the play.
I guess that could go along with the next question. Define leadership in hockey.
Leadership is, to me, is leading by example. If you're not working as hard as you can, how can you expect the people around you to? And if leadership is seeing a problem and approaching the problem in a calm, humanly manner. So instead of just going to yelling at the guy, just sit down, explain it. And that even goes on the bench, and it's a lot harder on game day than it is in practice.
Define mental toughness in regards to hockey.
Mental toughness is just not letting people get in your head. If there's always a lot of trash talking in hockey, and I find that it happens more during face-offs than anything. And then for me, specifically as a goalie, if another team pops in 2 goals on me right away, I know it gets a lot harder for me to keep them out of my head and just try to keep my composure as best I can.
Have you ever had any players trash talk you in front of the net?
Definitely. Oh my gosh, all the time. But I gotta give it back.
Define motivation in hockey and provide some examples of your own personal motivation.
My motivation is just going for the win. You know, taking each play, you know, one at a time, following the puck, watching the play develop, and then seeing how it develops around me. But how I find my motivation during the game is, I find it a lot through music to get everything flowing, get me, I guess, like adjusting to, I don't know. Music. It's one of those hard things to explain. Like, how do you get ready for a game? But I feel like music gets me in that right rhythm. You know.
Mm-hmm. What type or types of reinforcement are effective in hockey?
Reinforcements for hockey are definitely, if someone's doing well, they're gonna get more ice time, and that's found in practice a lot. But in reinforcements in the game, definitely, like a pat on the helmet from the coaches while they're standing behind you, or the coaches too. They'll come up behind you and tell you like what you did wrong and just like how to make it better, and in just a way that'll calm you back down so you can think about it more next time you're out on the ice. So just being calm when it needs to be, like when it's something bad, being calm. When it's something exciting, being loud and physical.
Yeah. All right, define group cohesion in regards to hockey.
Group cohesion. We spent a lot of time early in the season starting to get to know each other a lot through practice, and then after practice we would, we'd go out, we'd watch the Wings game somewhere, play some video games, NHL 12, it's always a big one, and then just hanging out, they have a pool table at the hockey house. Well, one of the guys has his own house, and everyone's there all the time. So we just, a lot on ice, a lot off the ice, and then even at school, like I have class with one of my teammates, and then there's three freshmen that were also a nursing major, so I got to help them off the ice with their classes that they were struggling in, which helped me and them bond a lot more, because not that it meant more, but it does, because for me sports is temporary, but education's forever.